Claire Donovan had built her life on the art of saving other people's time. As the CEO of Time Trade, a luxury concierge service for the wealthy, she prided herself on being able to buy back hours for those who could afford them. Assistants, errands, reminders, even people to wait in line so her clients wouldn't have to. Her motto was simple: you can always earn more money. You can't earn more time. Ironically, she had none left for herself. Her father had died 6 months ago, alone in a nursing home she never visited. The guilt sat heavy, but she buried it under meetings and champagne. When his will arrived, she was surprised to find he'd left her nothing but an old pocket watch. No words, no explanation. Just a silent tick that didn't seem to keep time at all. It was an odd thing. The watch. Its hands moved backwards, slow and steady, and every time Claire wound it, the ticking echoed faintly in her chest. At first, she kept it as a curiosity on her desk, a relic from a man she barely understood. But soon she noticed strange things. A missed call would appear answered. A late meeting suddenly rescheduled. She'd find herself with extra minutes that hadn't existed before. It was subtle, uncanny. Her assistant joked she'd cracked time management for real. Claire smiled, but deep down, she knew this wasn't her doing. The more she used the watch, the more her days blurred. She was always ahead, always lucky, always winning. Until one night she realized she hadn't slept in 3 days and didn't feel tired. Her world was running faster than everyone else's. Her empire grew monstrous. Clients doubled, then tripled. She was invited to panels, interviews, luxury retreats, all praising her discipline. She didn't tell them about the watch. She didn't tell them about the whispering tick that now filled every silent space. Time, it seemed, was feeding her success. Then the first crack appeared. During a video meeting, her reflection blinked half a second too late. Another day, she met a client who insisted they'd already spoken last week, a conversation Claire couldn't remember. Days began looping, details repeating. Her assistant quit after finding her sitting at her desk at 3 a.m., smiling absently, whispering to the watch. "Just a few more hours," she'd said. It was her father's birthday when the truth came calling. She returned to his old nursing home, drawn by a dream that left her shaken. Her father's voice saying, "You can't save time, Claire. You can only spend it wisely." The home's caretaker, an old woman, told her something she'd never known. Her father had built that pocket watch himself. "He said it takes from the future what's wasted in the present," the caretaker explained. "A dangerous thing to own if you've already stolen time from others." Claire left trembling, clutching the watch like it might bite. That night the ticking grew louder, faster, overlapping itself until it sounded like dozens of clocks out of sync. Then the power went out. In the dark, she saw shadows on her walls. Silhouettes of people she once dismissed. Her overworked staff, her ignored father, her clients she'd tricked into dependency. The watch glowed faintly in her hand, its face showing not numbers, but names. Each tick erased one. Her assistant, her ex, her father, hers. In a panic, she hurled it into the fireplace, but the fire sputtered and died. The air stilled. Then, with one final tick, the watch stopped. The silence that followed was absolute. And in it, Claire realized her mistake. Time doesn't forgive theft. It only collects interest. When morning came, she wasn't Claire Donovan, CEO anymore. She woke in a hospital bed with no memory of who she was. Her company had been sold, her apartment cleared. Doctors said she'd collapsed during a meeting and had been unresponsive for days. The watch was found beside her, its glass cracked, the hands frozen at 12. They called it stress-induced amnesia. She called it mercy. She took a job at the same nursing home her father once lived in, cleaning rooms and folding sheets. Sometimes when she wiped down mirrors, she'd catch her reflection smiling, a small, tired smile, and hear a faint ticking, not from the watch, but from her own heartbeat. Over the years, she grew quieter, gentler. She stopped chasing the clock. The residents loved her. She listened to their stories, laughed at their memories, and helped them call their children. She'd learned finally that time wasn't a thing to save or sell. It was a gift, meant to be shared, spent without fear. Then one winter morning, a new patient moved in. An older woman, sharp-eyed, wearing a gold watch around her neck. "My daughter never visits," she sighed. Claire froze when she saw the watch. It looked identical to her father's. Only this one was ticking backwards. The old woman smiled knowingly. "Beautiful thing, isn't it? Said it was built by a man who believed you could borrow time from tomorrow." She turned the crown gently, and for a brief second Claire felt the room tilt, the light shifting like it had been rewound. "You shouldn't use that," Claire whispered. The woman chuckled. "You sound like you know what it does." Claire nodded. "I do. It gives you what you want until you forget who you are." The woman's hand trembled. She stopped winding. "Maybe that's what I need," she said softly. "To forget." Claire reached out, covering the watch with her hand. "Then give it to someone who remembers." Later that evening, when Claire checked on the woman, the bed was empty. Only the watch remained, untouched, still ticking backward. She took it to the window, watching the snow fall slow and heavy, and opened the back. Inside was a small engraving. "Time is not yours to keep, only to honor." For the first time in years, she didn't feel haunted. She slipped the watch into a drawer and went back to work, humming quietly, the ticking fading behind her. Years later, when Claire passed away, the nurses found the pocket watch beside her, stopped at the exact time she was born. No heirs, no fortune, no legacy, just peace. The watch was stored in a small box at the nursing home, unclaimed, until one day a young intern found it and turned the crown. It began ticking again, steady and soft, as though time itself had been waiting for the next lesson to begin.